Welcome to my new home. It's an Outremer 5X, which is a 59-foot catamaran. Pretty high performance, quite light, so it sails really well. After working for the World Ocean Race for 8 years, organizing sailing for someone else, I thought it was time for me and my family to do some sailing ourselves. This boat can take us around the world, so we have all the options. We had to find something we really enjoyed, and what I look for in a boat is obviously the space for the family, but also safety, obviously. To have fun when we're sailing is important, and that's not about only sailing fast, it's about enjoying and understanding what you're doing. You need to have the tools where you can quickly sort of sit and orient yourself and find out where you are, what you want to go, can you go in there, is it deep enough, what the weather going to do, how do we swing on the anchor, all these things. To create the ultimate boat for me, I really also had to look at the electronic side, obviously. And the key thing is to find a solution that gives us safety. We are short-handed, so we have 2 kids with us. It's me and my wife, and that's pretty much it. So we're always short-handed, so we need to have access to information wherever we are on the boat. We could be on the port, on the starboard side, we could be inside, we could be downstairs, we could be sleeping. And I need to know what's ahead of us. I need to know if we are drifting or something is wrong, and I need to see if there's other boats on AIs, which you can do very easily today. And at the same time, we need something that helps us to sail better. And I'm always like saying that racing and cruising actually has a lot of things in common. You have no stress with cruising, but if you sail really well, you can sail more when you're cruising. And a lot of people motor too much when they're cruising. They should sail more, and that's a bit about optimizing your sailing. So that's also where the electronics come in. So taking you to the tour, obviously we have the steering positions. This boat is pretty cool because we have 4 steering positions. We have the wheel on each side, so we can steer by the wheel. And we also have a tiller position where I can sit here in this nice driving seat. We can disconnect the steering wheels, and then we can drive like a normal dinghy. And it's quite a nice feeling. It gives you back sort of some of the feeling I had when I was young and did the dinghy sailing. And it's a really nice place to sit and enjoy. So designing the electronics, locations and the system here, for me it was important. It had to work for any place on the boat. I had to work both sides, obviously. It has to work when you're driving with the tiller. It has to work when you're driving here. So I brought some of my experience from the racing side to this. And a key thing when you're racing is that you're always looking forward when you're driving. You never drive a racing boat looking backwards, because everything that you're looking for is ahead of you. Whether it's the wind just to the weather of you, or it's the waves. And I think this is also what cruising is about. You know, you're steering the boat, you're looking forward, you see if there's something in the water, or you want to see that you are trimmed properly with the sails. And then you want your instruments and your information in line of sight. That's why on monohulls we always have the instruments on the mast. But on the catamaran that's more difficult, because the catamarans have the boom really low. And on this particular boat we have a rotating wing mast, which means that the mast is rotating, and then it's very difficult to put instruments on it. So I designed a little nice pod for 3 1010 displays, which gives me what is the most important information when you're sailing. Right now we have the boat speed on the inside, and then we have in the middle we have the true wind angle, and then we have the heading. And then you have the graphic display, pretty much gives you everything you can dream of information except the charts. Tells you pretty much what kind of angles you have to play with when you're sailing. And you can program each of these pages to give you, for example, a time plot with the wind direction and the wind speed. Here to the right, we have the nice multifunction display, or the chart plotter. And here we have the charts. Now I just have an overlay with the radar as well, so I can see that matches. And these 3 different sources of information gives you sort of what you need to know all the time in front of you, which is the key core sailing information. Then you have here in the middle, you have more data than you get on the displays. And then the charts, which you don't have to look at all the time, but they're very, very accessible. And on this screen, we can obviously put the radar when we are in bad visibility conditions. We can put anything, I mean, all the information you have there as well. And the beauty of this, the positioning I have of the instruments here, is that they also work when I'm sitting in the chair. So I can just see my 3 instruments with the boat speed, the wind angle, and the heading. So all 3 works super well.